Metroid Fusion had a bit of a rough reputation when it first launched on Game Boy Advance in 2002. It had to compete with the release of Metroid Prime on the same day, which impressed fans a whole lot more, and being a 2D game, had to contend with the fact that it was a direct sequel to Super Metroid, which is still considered not only the best Metroid game of all time, but one of the best games ever made, period. So Metroid Fusion kind of had a little bit of a rough start, and it took a while for this game to start building its fan base, because there are a lot of weird things about this game that really put people off. Metroid as a franchise is kind of well regarded for being a very non-linear sort of adventure exploration type game where you essentially move about like completely unguided by any sort of like by the game at all, in which you can go anywhere you like provided you physically can go there. You essentially wander around until you figure out what you need to do. Essentially, acquire power-ups and then like go further, deeper and deeper into the game. For Fusion, it's almost like they wanted to like completely do the polar opposite of that, the extreme polar opposite of this, in which the game is still designed as if it was a Metroid game. It still has like the map structure and the power-ups and stuff like that. But rather than like having you explore at your leisure, the game sort of has this setup where like, because of the plot, you have to follow very specific instructions in order to accomplish your goals, in order to like contain the X infestation on this parasitic alien infestation on this spaceship. And to do that, while you're doing this, like elevators get shut down, doors get blown up, and you have to get creative with how you navigate the ship. It's not completely open. It's completely, if anything, it's extremely linear in spite of its initial impression. Like, there's never really a point in the game where you have the freedom to go anywhere you want. You always have a goal. You always have an objective, and what you're doing is all building up to the final confrontation with the SAX, the Samus clone that's been wandering around this station, trying to mess with your plans and preparing for a hostile takeover of seemingly the entire universe. It is something else. It takes a little bit of getting used to, and some fans may still consider this to be a subpar release, but you know, the more I've played this, I've played this maybe like played through the entire game 3 times. I suppose I'm on my 4th playthrough now that I've started a new game to get this footage. And playing it again, I am certain this time. I can say with 100% certainty that I really like this game. I think it does a lot right. I think like the boss fights are stellar. I think the game does a great job like building up really interesting, unique situations that we've never really seen before. Not only in the Metroid series, but in a game like this, period. So, the escape, like uncovering like the vast conspiracy of like what's going on, like hiding from the SAX, having to run from it occasionally. Like the horror elements in this 2D game on the Game Boy Advance are surprisingly well executed and compelling. Like areas like will drastically change as you go through the game. When you unlike other Metroid games, when you backtrack through areas, things are radically different. Like when you confront bosses, you get like bosses are just so well designed and so fun to fight. I just enjoy every moment of this game. There's the worst thing you can say about this one, and I really do mean this, is that it's not like Super Metroid at all. And in a way, I think that's actually a very good, positive thing for it. Like, they knew they couldn't really top Super, right, with what it did, with how it was balanced and stuff like that. So they went in a wildly different direction with the Metroid Prime games, right? Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3. And then this, the Metroid Fusion, a game that still hasn't received a direct sequel, but was a very satisfying entry in the series regardless. I adore this game. I would highly recommend it, and you should absolutely check this one out.